Hello everyone, welcome to Cabbage Patch Soap. My name is Laura, and today we are making a strawberry bunny soap. And please bear with me with the camera, I'm still trying to adjust it to get it to cooperate so we can have a nice, or you guys can have a good view of what's going on the table. We will also be cutting the mandala soap that we made on our previous live. And I have some new things to show you as well. Well, sort of new things to show you. I'm going to go ahead and get my chat adjusted here, make sure that it's going to show me everybody. Okay. So first, let's start out with this mandala soap. So like I showed you last time, we made it in this tall chip can. Those are just little pieces of soap that came off the side of the paper. We poured it. And these are nice because they hold the soap really well. They are very inexpensive. If you get the off-brand chips, you can get them for as cheap as like $1, and they will make a decent soap mold. So usually I can get these out without having to freeze them as well. Hi, Cindy Lou, welcome. Hi, Patty, welcome. Hi, Stacy, welcome. Looks like my chat is finally catching up. Hopefully I get everybody. Let me know if I miss anyone. All right, and we scented this with patchouli, and we used this tool. I'm just going to show you real quick. We poured the batter into here, alternating the colors, and this was down there at the bottom. And then at the end, we pulled it up through the batter, and that's hopefully put a cute design inside the soap. So if after we cut the soap, if it works and everything, I can leave a link to where you can get this tool if you'd like to try one. So let me just pull these out. I may have to actually, yeah, you know what, let me cut this because I think it's creating a suction down at the bottom. So let me go get something to cut this tape. We can then wait for the air to come in so it won't have that suction. All right. Okie dokie. And also what I did was I cut the bottom off of this chip tube because the bottom is metal. And if there's any aluminum in that metal, then it can react with the soap batter. So I cut it off, and I made the top the new bottom by putting the lid there. So, and then I lined it with paper. Oh, great, Cindy Lou. I'm so glad you got it. I'm so glad you like the soap. It's good to hear feedback because I never know if people like what they get. So I really appreciate you getting some of my soap too. It always really helps me out so I can get more ingredients to make more soap. All right, this is coming out. What I'm doing is just pushing the bottom of the lid, and I can feel it moving now. So hopefully we could just slide this out the rest of the way. So that's what the bottom looks like. And there we go. See? So much easier than banging it on the cement when it's frozen. But everybody has their own way of doing it. Okay. And then we'll just unwrap this paper. We'll see how it looks. So far, that looks pretty cool. Of course, I spilled a little soap crumbs everywhere. Let's put this back here. All right, so here's how that looks. I think it looks really neat. I like the streaks of color. Let me see what you're doing here. Oh no, Cindy. Well, I guess it's a good thing if she likes it. You know that she'll be washing her hands and getting clean. That's always good. Okay. And then what I like to do is just kind of get these little edges off so I can see clearly where the edge is, so I know where to cut this. Put the rest of the soap crumbs back there. Okay. So the only trick to cutting this on the cutter is that when the soap gets too firm, and when I try to cut it, it'll push this way and it'll push up against this edge and it might dent the soap. So I'm going to try not to do that, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to get a couple decent samples wonder if this will, no, it won't reach all the way. Okay, so I do need to cut the ends. All right, there we go. All right, let's see how this goes. This should just take a minute. And I forget if I mentioned this was scented with patchouli. The patchouli that I found that I like to use smells super good. I've had some that did not smell so great, but this one's a really good one. Okay, there we go. All right, let's check and see if this turned out. Ready? Ba-doop. It looks pretty cool. There's that side. So the colors are a little bit off center, which is what I kind of expected since I didn't have the squeeze tubes like I was talking about. But you can see the design. Definitely like a weird flowery design in there. Let me just see here. I'll try the next one. Okay, here's the next one. And there's that side of it. Looks pretty cool. I'm definitely going to have to work on my method of pouring so that we can get a more even pattern. But you can definitely see the little petals. So that's looking pretty cool, actually. It looks very like bubbly and tie-dye. Let me see what you guys are saying really quick. Oh, she took 3 bars. Oh my gosh, Cindy Lou. I'm so glad she likes it. Let me see what you're saying here. Let me see here. Oh my gosh, Stacy. That's awful. I hate when I have an allergic reaction to medication. It just sort of makes the whole thing pointless. Hi, Lorna. Welcome. Let me see what you're saying here. Oh my gosh, they crack and bleed. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad it helped, but wow, that's a horrible thing to go through. I hope that heals quickly. Okay, here's the next one. So I think that this little tool that we use does work really well. I just need to work on how I pour. So I think, oh, that one looks really cool. That's got a lot of neat colors in it. I think if I make this again, I'm gonna have to get some of those little squeeze bottles and just do it that way. This is the end. So this would have been, I think, the bottom. Anyways, looks really neat though. You get like clear, you can see clear circles or ovals, little petals. And here's this last one. The cutter moved on this when I went to cut it, so it's uneven. I'm going to have to plane that. I'll take my planer and plane that off so we can see what that looks like later when it's done. But that's what this side looks like. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. And it has a really cool patchouli scent, and it's got some nice springy colors. And here's the end piece that made it. And that's the bottom. So that I can cut up probably. I'm going to figure out how to make round samples because I have to be able to package them somehow. I might just cut them into little bars anyway. Okay. Okay. What I want to do is go ahead and move this real quick. I'll move these here so you can get a better look at them. I need to oops. Here's the paper it was originally on. There's that sample. There we go. Put those where you guys can look at them. So yeah, I'm going to be ordering some little bottles so that way I'll have enough because I do have a couple, but it's just not enough to do this design with. And then that way we can try this again later, maybe with some different colors or I like the idea of doing like a gray tone with like one accent color. And we could try this again and see how it turns out. So I like the way I like the tool. It works. I just need to have the correct pouring tools. But it was a good experiment to see if that, just drizzling in the soap batter would work. And it does sort of. The pattern just isn't perfect is all. I'm just cleaning out the soap crumbs from between the bars or between these. I don't know what this is. The slots on the base, so it won't be so messy on the shelf. And then we could put it away and get started on the bunny soap. Okay. Okay. Oh, Stacy, I haven't gotten the package yet. The post office was closed today, so I'm gonna check it on Monday. But I'm very excited to see what it is. I have to run an errand on Monday anyway, so it'll be really easy for me to just stop by there, stop by the post office and check it out. Okay, so moving this out of the way. And I gotta get all these little soap crumbs. And also, since we used that freezer paper and we had that shiny side on the side with the soap batter, the paper didn't stick to the soap. So that's always a good thing. Just gotta get all these soap crumbs. Yeah, this one's really good. If you like patchouli, you'll definitely like this fragrance. Because this, like I said, it's a nice patchouli. It's really sweet and earthy without that. It doesn't have that weird acrid smell that some of them have. Okay. Okay. Got more little crumbs here. Yeah, it's great when it doesn't stick. That's the one thing with using paper. You kind of never know. That's why the parchment paper I avoid, because sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. I just don't want to. I don't want to risk ruining a project, since most of my projects are already kind of experimental anyway. The last thing I need is, um, to make, basically put in more uncontrollable variables than I need to. All right. Okay. So one more time, this is how they turned out. I'm going to go ahead and set them on the shelf real quick, and that will get them out of the way. And this will just take me a minute here. I'm just going to stack them up. And these are really similar to those bars we made that Christina asked for, the beginner bars, where we made just the olive oil. And those bars are the same size and shape, but because it's olive oil, only olive oil, it takes a lot longer to cure. So for that one, we're looking at probably, I'll have to go back and check the time when we first made them, but we're probably looking at a few more months. Most of the time they take 6 months to a year. I have a little tester piece that I can use to test the soap with, so I'll know for sure. Every now and then I go in and check on it and see how it's doing. But these round ones, should only take a few weeks because we used a blend of oils. Well, hello to your husband also. Okay. Have a good night, Cindy Lou. All right, let me go ahead and clean this up. Okay, so here's the oils. Here is the strawberry fragrance. And on, I want to let you know, on Monday, Stacy, I will be doing, I got to do something about this camera. Let me see. That's better. Okay. On Monday, we'll be doing the wolf soap. I finally got the cutter, so it finally came in, so I'll be doing that. Okay, that's the lighter. All right, so for the bunny soap, I got these little bunnies. Since they're strawberry bunnies, I made this little, it's like strawberry bubblegum color. And we'll be putting the bunnies in there and then some bunnies on top. And I wanted to do like a fun gradient from like green to blue. So I have this green. It's called Enchantment. It's from Nurture Soap. It's a really nice green. I ended up with 2 samples of it. So, and one of them I had already used a little bit. So I figured if I put them together, it'll probably give us a really nice green. And then also Brilliant Blue from Nurture Soap also. And I can add a little bit of titanium dioxide because I want to lighten that blue a little bit. So I've got that here in some oil. So let me just get a little closer here to the table. Old age date. It's never too old to go on date with your spouse, for sure. Okay, so here's this. This is just some of the palm oil that didn't melt, so that's totally fine. I think what I'll do. Oh, first let me get my head, my face shield thing. Oh, just a second. Let me take this off. Okay, there we go. All right, so I think what I want to do is first blend the lime water in here for a little bit, and then divide these off into the different colors. And we can use these pictures. Start with the green, slowly add the blue. So you probably only need one of the pictures, actually. I just have to remember that the green goes in here and the blue goes in there. And then we'll slowly go from like a green to the blue. That way the bunnies are sitting on the ground on the green grass, and then it'll go slowly up to the blue. So let me see here. Oh, awesome. Okay, Stacy, I'm so glad. Hopefully they'll get to watch it. And they'll get to see the cutting of the bunny on Monday too. So that'll be, well, the bunny soap anyway. We don't cut bunnies here. So anyhow, okay, so let me, where are we going? I need my stick blender. That would be good. Ta-da. That sinking feeling like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think so. Got the fragrance. Oh yeah, I'll probably be putting the fragrance in like first after we get this blended, add the fragrance. I don't think it accelerates, so we should be okay. I keep sitting here thinking I smell strawberry candy, and it's the fragrance. Okay. It's a really good strawberry. As you know, some fragrances are good and some aren't. This one's like a really rich, deep strawberry scent. It has a little bit of vanilla in it, and just like a touch. So, just a second. I need a tiny bit of water. All right, there we go. That's enough. Okay. Okay, so let me see what you're saying here real quick. Oh no. Yeah, that coating will knock you out, that's for sure. I can't take it because I'm highly allergic, but for those who can, I hear it's really good for a cough. All right, I'm just gonna barely mix this. Okay. So this is not thoroughly mixed yet, but we're just stopping there because I want to add the fragrance. So I'll tip that in. And then set that aside. Blend that in a little bit. And I spilled some. Let me get that out. All right. I'm going to pour some of this off into here. Pour the green. And then we will blend again afterwards. So even though this is not fully mixed, we're going to blend again. So don't worry about that. Yeah. I think more green than blue, maybe. There you go. All right. So first, I'm going to. I think we'll do the green first. And we will empty this out. That way we can use this up. And it's a really nice green too. It's I just didn't want to have 2 separate bags of it. That may actually be enough. Let me see. Yeah, that might be enough. Let's blend it and see what happens. Yeah, you know, I kind of like that. Maybe we only need one. That's good. So I have only one to keep track of now. All right. Okay. I don't want that to get too thick, so I'm going to stop there. And before we finish this up, if it starts to separate, I will, you know, I can keep an eye on that, and then if I think it's going to separate, I'll just blend it a little more again. All right, so let's try this blue. And really, I need to have my little spoons here, but okay, that's quite a bit. Yeah. All right. The trick with the blue is to add enough, because this batter is has a little bit of like a yellow or cream color tinge. So you need to add enough so that it doesn't look green, but I don't want so much that it turns dark blue, because then you have to use a lot of the white to kind of counteract it. Okay, this might actually be enough. I'm just scraping the color off the sides. Yeah, this is fine. That's plenty of that blue. Okay, so let me get this white mixed in, because that's too dark, as expected. Okay. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, it looks really good so far. I just blend it in a little bit. Trying to get this to come down from the sides, hopefully to avoid streaks, but that's a good blue. Okay, that's plenty light enough. All right, so we don't need this. We don't need this. Move that out of the way. And then just to make sure there's no streaks in the blue, the green doesn't matter as much, but we'll just kind of scrape this off the sides and the bottom. Okay, that looks really good. I'm just seeing if this is separating. Doesn't look like it, but I'm just going to blitz it real quick to make sure. Also, it needs to be a little bit thick so that we can add the bunnies and they won't sink to the bottom. Okay, stick that in there. Wipe up the spills. Okay. Yeah, that's probably thick enough. Okay. Doesn't look like it's going to separate. That's more of what I was worried about anyway. Okay. I'll put this in here. All right, I need the mold. So here's the mold. I'm just going to tap out the air bubbles. I'll pour some in here. This is going to be like the grass. And then here's our line of bunnies. And then I'm going to have them looking sort of towards like the middle of the soap. Those sink down pretty good. They'll probably be closer to the bottom, but that's fine. All right, so now what I'm going to do is start adding the blue a little at a time. And we will whisk it in. I have my whisk here. Ta-da. We'll add some blue, whisk it in, and then hopefully be able to layer that on top. And then we'll just keep going. So we'll start out a little bit and then slowly add more as we go. Just going to clean this off. Actually, you know what? I'll use a different one just to avoid streaks. So let's do that instead. All right. That's already starting to thicken. Good. Okay. I'm going to start kind of on this side here. Make sure you see this, because there's a little air pocket underneath the front, like the bunny's little front paws. So as I pour this in, I'm going to try to get underneath that. Okay, there we go. Looks like we got under there. Add some to this side here. Okay, that's pretty good. Scrape that off. I'm going to set this down. I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss anything obvious. Okay, bunnies look good. Alright, so leave them alone. Alright, we're going to start adding more blue. So I'm interested to see if this is going to turn like a teal color or how this is going to look. I think it'll be pretty cool, whatever the end result is. But I'm really curious to see what this looks like. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to start at the top of the bunnies. Until we get them covered, I have to be careful to get soap evenly on both sides so that the soap doesn't push them to one side or the other. It looks like we might have just accomplished that. All right, pour in some more blue. Probably could have gotten away with less green, but I like this color that it's changing to, so looks like it'll be fine. Probably could wait for this to thicken up a little too, just to make sure that it's not breaking down to the bottom layer. I can see a little bit of that other green peeking up, so I may let this sit for a minute. Let me see what you say. Yeah, thank you guys. I hope it's cute. Hiding in the grass, right? Exactly. Yeah, let's hope it looks cute. Sometimes what I think in my head and what actually comes out is two completely different things. So that's a really nice color. It's like a pale turquoise or teal or something. Just a little more. Kind of nervous about those bunnies. Let me see. Oh, they're there. They're fine. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that they didn't fall over. They never do, but every now and then I wonder. Okay, let's see if this is thick enough now to sit plainly on top. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, this really smells good. I keep getting a whiff of strawberries. It smells like I don't know, like strawberry candy or something. It's really good. Okay, there's that. We'll keep going with this blue. Add a little more. There we go. I'm surprised this isn't thicker. I guess the strawberry is one that decelerates or keeps the batter fluid longer, because this is really, really staying fluid. Okay. Let's get that back in there. Let's pour in the rest of this blue here. And then afterwards, we can put the little bunnies on there. And also I got more cutters. They all came in at the same time as the bunny. So I've got like the little woodland creatures that we can try and some other ones. I have some fun ideas of what we can make. All I need to do now is find a reasonably priced chess set mold. The best I found was that was not in China, was like, $15 per piece of the chess set, and I was like, that's a little bit much, especially if I want to do the whole chessboard. Or the little chess pieces were like that big. They were tiny, which would not have worked because they were highly detailed and they were made more for like resin pouring. So I think in the soap the detail would have been lost. All right, I'm gonna use the other spatula. This one's kind of unwieldy. Let's try this. There we go. I'll put it back in this one. We also need to make that little oval bar. I'm just going to scrape these sides up so that it's all in here. And then hopefully I won't remove the marks when I go this way. There we go. Give it a smoother top. And then I want this to kind of look like grass, even though it's blue. Maybe it's bluegrass. So I'm going to see if I still have my fork of texture. I'll go check. All right, there we go. You guys like the colors? Thank you, Lorna. I hope it looks really cool once it's cut. All right, let's see. If my fork is in its usual place. Oh, that's right. Didn't somebody? I think I said last time I went looking for it that somebody threw it away. Well, that's okay. We can just use the trusty +1 chopstick of texture. We'll just do it many, many times. All right, so let me just, the soap is starting to get, seeing if it'll hold. Well, that kind of works too. Let's give it another minute because I want it to hold the shape. It's like, I don't know if you ever make like whipping cream, you kind of want the, or anything with egg whites, you sort of want the stiff peaks so that it doesn't just go flat. Just going to give it another minute or so. And I'll clean this off. And then we will also pour the rest of the batter into an oval mold. Okay. Okie dokie. We'll put it in here. Yeah. Make a half-hearted attempt to scrape this off a little. Yeah. All right. And then we'll scrape all this out into here. Okay. Okay. All right. You see a little tiny air bubble there? There it goes. And I'm still wearing this thing. 1 second. Okay, no more funny face mask thing. Let me try tapping this on the edge. Oh, there goes another air pocket. You can't really see, but there's another one that came up on the side. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to use this as like a tester and sort of see where we're at. Still a little soft. We'll give it a few more minutes. We'll texture the top and put the bunnies on this bar. And if we have an extra, because I made 4, so the 4th one can go on here. We still have a little bit of this left over. Let's see. Actually, maybe I can try just adding a little bit to the top here and just giving a little bit more height. There's really not enough to make another bar of anything, especially if I spill it. There we go. That looks kind of cool. There's a little bit of green still at the bottom, so while I'm doing this, it's picking up different colors. This should look kind of cool once I texture it. Yeah, that's getting close. And I'll try putting some more of this on here as well. I hope you guys are all having a good weekend so far. It's been pretty crazy past few days. There we are. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna try with this one. Yep. Still a little soft. So this is going to take a few minutes. It's going to be pretty boring sitting here and waiting. But you know, let me just check, because that was what was in here. Maybe this isn't so bad. Yeah, okay, this is actually doing better. All right, so I'm going to start this way. I'm going to go up and just add, make sure it's in frame here. I need to have little markers so I know what is and isn't in frame. All right, so I've got a little bit of texture there. I don't know if that's showing up. It's like grass, and then we'll go the other way. Whoops. I want to, yeah. Kind of hemming and hawing because I feel like this could definitely sit a few more minutes. This stuff on top that I just added is a little bit looser than the rest of the bar. That's why this piece right here has kind of a clear, defined swoop, and this is kind of melting back in after I texture it. But I'm gonna just go ahead and try anyway, because it's getting there. So I'm just gonna kind of go down the bar like this, and hopefully it's gonna make like little waves of grass. Oops, let's get this part here. All right, here we go. Let's get it here. Probably just gonna need about, let's clean this off, one more row of grass after this, I think. There we go. Oh, this will be the last one. Okay, there we go. All right, so assuming this doesn't like fall, we've got a little bit of texture there to kind of make it look like grass a little bit. And now I got these little bunnies. Let's see which ones look the best. Make sure my hands are clean. Okay, this one's doing pretty good. Let me pull this off the paper. And this is parchment paper. You can see how this is sticking even though it's not even cured yet. Okay, so this is how little bunnies look. And I'm going to stick them in the grass, kind of laying flat, because I think if they're standing up, they'll break. But I'm going to put them in and try to make them look like, you know, they're in the grass, not just laying in the soap. So kind of at an angle like that. So they're sticking up a little bit, but not, hopefully not enough that their little ears will break off. There we go. So there's the first one, and it looks like, that looks like it's barely in within the boundary, so that it doesn't get cut by the wires. So I'm going to have to be really careful with these and make sure that I put them exact, because I'm hoping they won't get cut. It's really hard to find small cutters that will make these little tiny soap creatures without them losing all the detail. When you get them too small, they just don't look right at a certain point. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Be sticking up more. So I'm going to push down gently. Make them kind of pop up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so there's that. And let's see. Some of the tops of these have marks. Okay, there we go. From when I pushed them out of the cutter. All right. Oh no, put it in wrong. Hold on a sec, guys. Okay. Okay, this looks okay. There we go. There. So I've got all three of them kind of like propped up slightly. This one needs to be up more. This one. There we go. So they're in the grass, like hopping along. So I don't know if you can tell, they're kind of like up at an angle. How do I demonstrate this? I did not think this through. Okay, see how they're kind of propped up slightly? So they're not standing straight up to where they'll break off, but they're not just laying flat. They're kind of up in the grass. And then what I'll do is, of course, stick this all in the oven, in a warm oven so it can set up and go through gel and everything. And hopefully it'll have some nice vibrant colors. And then let's go ahead and do this one. So you can see like this has already started to like sink down because the dough was too soft, but here it was firmer and it kind of regained the texture or retained the texture. Let me go ahead and just put some texture on this going around. Actually, I should start at the top. I'm going to go around the top here. There we go. And then go down. And then that way, the little tips of the grass will hopefully be preserved. I think this is still just a little too soft. It's not really. There it goes. Okay. Some parts of it are definitely too soft and some of it's okay. All right, let's go around this way. Cleaning this off is really helping. But this is why I wanted the fork. It would have been a lot quicker. Okay. I'm gonna have to find myself a new fork of texture. I'm pretty sure it just got thrown out by someone who didn't know I needed it. Okay, there we go. So we've got like a little grassy hill. And just gonna move this. Let's see, where's a good spot? But maybe like right there. I'm gonna smooth this out. We'll stick it in like this, sticking up. And then just push it up against the hill slightly so that it's in there real good and it hopefully won't break. All right. Okay, here it is up close. See how the grass is finally holding its shape a little bit? And I want to just fuss with it some more. Hopefully I won't wreck it. But right here, it just looks too smooth to me. So I'm going to kind of... Oh. There we go. I think I better stop before I wreck it. Yeah, there we go. That smooth spot is now a piece of grass like it's supposed to be. Oh, good. You guys can tell. Okay. I'm so glad you guys like this. I was not sure, and I had a whole bunch of ideas, but this one, I think the colors will be good. And it makes the bunny really stand out, I think, with the pink and the greens, and then this pale teal color. And yeah, I'm gonna try doing some more like spring type colors. And I have a really fun idea for the wolf too, with the color palette you gave me. I got some really fun ideas. So some of it's going to take a little bit of preparation ahead of time, but I hope your nephew likes it because that's the whole point, right? Whoops. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven, and I got to clean. I'm just wiping these off. So I got to go clean all my tools, and yeah. And then, like I said, put these in the oven. But yeah, Monday will be the wolf. And then after that, I've got a whole bunch of little animals and things we can make. Maybe we can vote on something. So maybe we'll do that on Tuesday or Monday. I mean, we'll maybe vote on what we want next. So kind of think about what you'd like to see. And of course, if you have any suggestions, leave them below. And also for anybody, if this is your first time here, please consider liking and subscribing if you'd like, because it really does help me out. And yeah, other than that, I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun. I really like strawberry fragrance soaps. I don't get a whole lot of requests for them, so this was really good because I've been wanting an excuse to use that strawberry. By the way, just so you can see the contrast in the colors, this is what the green looked before we added the blue. So that's what the bottom is going to look like. It's going to be so cool. Now I'm really excited about cutting this. Can't wait. So anyways, all right. So just getting that cleaned. All right, everybody. Oh, let me see what you're saying here. That's hilarious. Well, you tell Eric that if he doesn't like the colors, after all, we can always make another one. I have all the colors. And yep, so that's cute that he picked the ones we made, so that's perfect. All right, everybody. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye bye.